I realized after Mark King, who's been in practice as long as I have been alive, was talking so highly about learning so much. And if he can add 4 more travel weekends to his schedule and get value out of that after he's been in practice my whole life, like why would I miss out on the opportunity to learn so much? And that's not a huge investment compared to what you can get out of it.
Yeah, totally noted. That's great. So you hit the ground running at the beginning of the year, first Mastermind. What was the biggest takeaway from round 1?
It's super embarrassing. I have been in practice now 11 years. I crossed the 11-year mark in between Mastermind 1 and 2. And then the first Mastermind, I realized that I should probably pay attention to some numbers in my practice. I have really just been kind of feeling how my practice feels and going off of that. And I think that has served me well in the first 10 years. But this next decade, I want to be more intentional with what I'm tracking and how I implement the information that I'm getting, because just having a bunch of data isn't going to be helpful, but having data and knowing what to do with it. I learned so much in the first weekend. I was legitimately pumped to be back here for the second weekend.
That's great.
Yeah.
I mean, you're such a social butterfly, but coming into a room of like these giants, and you're again amongst them many weekends out of the year. How's the integration of the 24 people that we've been interacting with these last 2 weekends and through that amazing app Signal that you helped Kevin and I decide on?
It felt really easy. I mean, I had friends in the room already, but I met more people than I knew, and everybody was really welcoming. And just recognizing that the thing that we have in common here is that we all want to serve our patients better. We all want to be better at running our practices. We all want to level up in some way. And when you have that connection between people, I think it's really easy to just, make friends.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we've got, we're almost over the hump mark of the year. What do you look forward to the last 2 weekends of the Mastermind this year?
I'm hoping that it's a little less like drinking from a fire hose, because there's just so much information, and the ability to integrate even 10% of what you learn is going to level you up. Well, I'm hoping that as I get better at this process and I'm integrating some of the things from the first weekend in between the first weekend and the second, when I am implementing from the second weekend to the third and the third weekend to the fourth, I think that I'll get better at it. And so I'm hoping that I will be able to implement even more, because I'm learning way more than I'm even able to put into practice. Like, there's so much good. And part of it is the content, and part of it is the conversation that you have with other people who are doing similar things differently. And so when we can kind of sharpen each other of like, oh, you're doing that. Oh, this is how you say that. And when you can get that information and then take it back to your practice and introduce it to your team, I'm hoping that I'll just be able to continue implementing and increase the level at which I can implement, because I've gotten better at taking things away from this weekend and then putting them into practice.
Yeah, that course that we took together in Dallas, outside of Parker University, they had that anvil with the sword that iron sharpens iron, and that's really, I think, what's happening here.
Yeah.
Anything else valuable you'd like to share with the MCM community, Kevin?
I am really grateful for, we kind of run in the same circles. There is this, MPI, DNS, SFMA overlap crew. And those are the people that I'm surrounded with a lot. I think it's really cool to be in a room with people who practice completely differently than I do, who are still on the same sort of mission. So I think bringing some diversity of thought into the room is really helpful. And I think we can learn something from any person that we interact with. And I think there are so many people who are here that I'm really grateful to learn from, that I would never have been introduced to outside of the Mastermind.